Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie. I'm a 32-year-old zero-based cashless budgeter and stuffer. And today we are going to be doing my unstuffing for the third week of August. So if you're new here, I get paid through PayPal. I do all my transactions on PayPal debit card. This is just unstuffing my envelopes so then they match what's in my envelopes online. And this is all prop money. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and dive on in with my variable expenses like we always do. We have a couple transactions to pull out of there, and then we have some from other envelopes to get to today. So first envelope we're gonna pull out of is gas. So I had I filled up my tank twice, once for $35, once for $30. Pretty standard week, just two fill-ups. So that is $65 we're gonna pull out. So 50, 60, and 5. And that is gonna leave us with 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 1, 2, and $3 for the week. So that is about 3 tanks worth of gas. Today is Monday. I did some door dashing tonight. I did like 3 deliveries, I want to say. So I still have like over a half a tank of gas. So 3 fill-ups should be more than enough for the week. I'm probably going to work from home one day this week. I have a lot of meetings that day. So 3 tanks should be plenty. Okay. Up next, we're gonna pull out of groceries. So I spent $58 on groceries this week. I door dashed my groceries instead of shopping for them in store. So I had to pay a tip. I'm sure I had to pay enough charge for the items themselves. But I have Dash Pass because I order from DoorDash a lot. So I didn't have to pay any service fees or anything, but we still spent $58 in groceries. So let me break this 5 into 2 2s and a 1 so that we have the change that we need. And we're pulling out 20, 40, 50, 5, 57, $58. That leaves us with $2 in groceries for the week, which is not very much for groceries. But I think I got everything that I need for the week. I have 7 or 8 meal preps left, and then I have like snacks and stuff, so hopefully we won't need anything else for the week. And I think that is all we're gonna be pulling out of this binder. Yes, it is. Okay. Cool. So next binder we're going to go into is going to be my high priority binder. We are going to pull out of festivals. So I'm going to a festival in Kansas. It's in the woods. So I needed to buy a wagon to carry all of my stuff. I got that on Amazon and it cost $106. It was like $99 on sale plus tax. Oops. Minus 106. I wish I was adding 106. So that is 144 is what we should have left in here. So let me break down this 10 into a 5, 2 2s. Oh, let me knock over all my money, and a 1. So we're pulling out 100, 5, and 6, and we should have 144 left in here. So we have 50, 1, 20, 42, and 4. 144. Perfect. I'm hoping to stuff like $100 per week for the next 2 weeks in this envelope, to make sure that I have enough gas money, that I have enough I would really like to get a hotel on my drive out to Kansas because it is a very long drive. But we'll just have to see how door dashing goes for the next couple of weeks. And I believe that's all that's coming out of this binder. Yes, it is. Okay. So up next, we're gonna pull out of my low priority binder. We have a couple transactions that are coming out of here. So we're gonna go to fitness. I bought a medal display for my medals. I run like 5Ks, half marathons, 10Ks. So I wanted I wanted a display to like hang up my medals. That cost $11 on Amazon. It was like $10 plus tax. So that is 11. And then I completely forgot to cancel my subscription to Roadrunner Sports, which is the website that I buy my shoes on. So if you sign up for their VIP program, you get discounts, really good discounts. And the first year is like $2.99. So it is definitely worth signing up, but you have to make sure that you cancel. Otherwise, they charge you $50 the next year. And I forgot about that. So we need to pull another $50 out, but we definitely don't have $50 in here. So we are just going to take out what we have and do an IOU for the rest, and then we'll pay that back over the next couple of weeks or months. So we're pulling out 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we have an IOU of $31. So I have an IOU here. Let me clean it off. I'm using alcohol and a wet erase marker, which on matte, which is not like ideal because it does over time damage the matte surface, but it is what it is. So we have an IOU of $31. Let me highlight this off while we let that dry for a second. Okay. And then we're also going to be pulling out of shopping in here. So I ripped my last pair of blue jeans, needed to get some more. So I got 2 pairs of jeans, 2 shirts, and they were $67 at Old Navy. So we're pulling out $67. So we have 50, 65, 67. And we will not update this tracker until we do the next cash condensing. So we do still actually have money left in there, which is cool. Glad that this envelope served its purpose properly. And that is everything that we're pulling out of my low priority binder. So final binder we're going to pull out of is going to be my long-term savings, of course. So up first is cats. I had to take 11 to the vet. She had some diarrhea, so we had to go get her checked out, make sure that she was okay. It looks like she is healthy. They sent out her stool sample for some testing. They put her on a probiotic and a stool thickener. She has not had diarrhea in front of me since then. That was on Friday. But she also doesn't normally like poop in front of me, so we'll just have to see how she does on the medicine. See if when she goes back for her checkup in mid-September, how she's doing. But hopefully everything is good with her now. But that cost $61 for her medication, so we're gonna pull out 50, 55, 60, and 1. And we will not count this until we do our next cash condensing. And then the final envelope that we are going to be pulling out of is my home improvement envelope. I lost all of my measuring cups somehow. Literally all of them are gone. Like my dry measurement cups, I had two sets. My wet measurement cup, I had 2 of them. They're all gone. I don't know where they went. So I bought a new set of measuring cups and measuring spoons, because those are also all gone. I don't know who's like stealing my measuring cups, but it cost $11 on Amazon. So get past all the hundreds to some smaller bills. So 5, 10, and 11. And we will not be counting this until the next condensing. I forgot to email the roofer today, so I'll have to email him. Actually, I might email him like right after this. They work weird hours. So I might email him immediately after this and let him know that I have the money to schedule my roof repair so we can hopefully get that going. Okay, but that is all the money that we're gonna be pulling out of the envelopes for this week. So let's go ahead, add this up, see how much money we should have in the tray. So we should have $429, but we do have that IOU, oops, which is $31. So we should have $398 in the tray. And let's see what we have. I'm gonna use my calculator for this because it's a thick'em stack today. So you have 100, 51, 50, 20, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And we should have 9 here, we hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. All went according to plan. $398. So the only thing that we have left to do is to do my roundup transactions. So I obviously don't deal in change, but I do add that change into my long-term savings binder in the roundup challenge. So let's go ahead and add up all of my change from my purchases for the week. I also did have an Atlas Earth payout of $5, so we'll add that in as well. We're adding $8.89 to the envelope this week. So let's go ahead, go to roundup. So we should have $76.98 in here, which does mean that we get to color in another circle. Very exciting. Love getting to do that. And then we're gonna add $8 to the cash in here. So we have 5, 7, and 8, and we should have $76 in here. So we have 20, 40, 65, 67, 69, 71, 73, 74, 75, 76. I don't know why counting that was so hard for me today, but it was. $76.98. Obviously we won't have the change, but we'll deal with that next week whenever we do our next stuffing. And I do get my big girl paycheck next week. I get it tomorrow, so we'll have a good number of circles to fill in next week. So that is going to be everything for this video. This envelope is so thick. So thick. But that's going to be everything. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'm getting really, really close to 200 subscribers. I was at 190, I think it was 197 whenever I last checked. So we are like 3 away, which is awesome. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. And I will see you on Monday for my next budget with me.